Senator from Kansas.
Thank you, Madam President. Chief Warrant Officer 2, Joshua B. Silverman, age 35, Scottsdale, Arizona. Sergeant Peter C. Bowler, age 29, Willow Spring, North Carolina. Specialist Terry K.D. Gordon, age 22, Shibuya, Mississippi. Sergeant First Class Omer W. Ford, age 28, Marietta, Georgia. Chief Warrant Officer 2, Randy L. Billings, age 34, Havener, Oklahoma. Staff Sergeant Jesse L. Williams, age 30, Elkhart, Indiana. Those names are names of soldiers who lost their lives this past week. They lost their lives in a helicopter incident in Afghanistan, and 5 of those soldiers were from my home state, based at Fort Riley, Kansas, the Big Red One. Our nation is forever indebted to these young men for their service and their sacrifice. And this evening I ask the Senate to pay tribute to these 6 soldiers who, in serving their country, lost their lives. If we here in Washington, D.C. need a reminder about our responsibilities, we need only look to our servicemen and women who, for no partisan reason, nothing to do with Republicans or Democrats, volunteer to serve their country and recognize that there are things much more important than even life itself. These soldiers were committed to preserving the freedoms and liberties guaranteed Americans by our Constitution, and they sacrificed their lives every day to make certain that Americans have the opportunity to pursue the American dream. I once heard a hymn that has stayed with me ever since the first time I heard it. It was sung at the funeral service of President Reagan. It's called Mansions of the Lord. It was performed by the U.S. Armed Forces Chorus at the National Cathedral here in Washington. The words of that hymn are these. To fallen soldiers let us sing, where no rockets fly nor bullets wing. Our broken brothers let us bring to the mansions of the Lord. No more bleeding, no more fight, no prayers pleading through the night. Just divine embrace, eternal light in the mansions of the Lord. Where no mothers cry and no children weep, we will stand and guard, though angels sleep. Through the ages safely keep the mansions of the Lord. We honor these 6 soldiers who this week were welcomed into the mansions of the Lord. I'm grateful for the blessings these brave men afforded us with their service to our country. And we thank God for giving us these heroes, and we remain committed to preserving this nation for the sake of the next generation by honoring that sacrifice. We Americans are indebted to every member of our military. We're indebted to do nothing less than to preserve America's freedom and to make certain it remains the bright, shining star for the world. I would ask God to bless these servicemen and women, to bless our veterans, to bless our country. You know, this coming week, just a few short days, families will gather around dining room tables across our nation to celebrate the holidays. In the instance of these 6 families, there will be an empty chair at the Christmas table. For those of us who are Christians, we celebrate Christmas as the arrival of the Prince of Peace. And I would ask that we have peace in our land, peace in our world, and no more wars. And I would ask that these families find peace, knowing that their son, their husband, their father, they sacrificed for something more important than life itself. They sacrificed for others. May they find peace in knowing what worthy lives their loved ones live. I yield the floor.